Hello from Python Ninja YouTube channel. Today we will learn together a special file that is added to a project directory or to a package directory, which is termed as __ init. Then we will have trailing underscores.py. What is this init file that is added to a directory to make this directory work as a library? We will go in details about this special file. The Python file that is termed as double leading underscores and end with double trailing underscores is a special file that is added to a directory. So if you have a directory that comprises Python files and you add this file with this special name, then you can transform this directory to appear as a library. So the main function of this special file that have a special name, which is similar to the class constructor, okay, is just to transfer or to transform a directory that comprises Python files for your project to be appeared as a package. So you can import from this package the functions, you can import attributes, some variables, some classes. Generally, in Python, we have a module, which is a Python file that contains functions, to be reused in another code or program, okay? For example, we have random module, string, or other kind of module. So the module is just Python file, comprises different functions or classes, and we want to reuse them in another project, or we want to reuse these functions or classes or even attributes in another, special attribute in another project, okay? Or another phase or another file, so we can import them, okay, for the case of reusability. Now there is another level after the module, which is a package. This package is assigned or is attached with a bigger project or medium-sized project. When you have more than one module, you have more than one Python file, and you want to import from these files special functions or classes to complete the task of your project. So the package is a simple directory that contains a set of modules. What we introduce here, a module is a Python file, okay? And this package or this directory contains the initializer, okay? So we have the initializer file. The initializer file is the file that we are talking about, which is the file that has a special name, which is double leading underscores and then init, then double trailing underscores. So at the first stage, we have function. We save this function to a file, okay, and we reuse this function again. Then we have this file is called a module. If we have many functions, we have then many files, okay. So you can save like similar functions or similar classes in a file, okay, and another classes or functions in another file. Then you have two modules. You can place them to a directory together with the init.py file to transform these modules to in a form of package. Okay, there is a collection of related modules and contains, in Python especially, we have plenty of modules, and I cannot like list them now. So let's try to print, for example, module. So we have here modules as a string, but if I use here help, okay, and I have the parentheses also, then we can list all the built-in modules that is appended with Python. When you install Python, you will have all of these modules like IO, like site, we have shuttle, we have all of these modules can be listed and can be even used during our programs. Like dead time is one of the famous one, and if you work in the time series data, or you have data split in times, okay, and all of these are the built-in Python module, and you can list them by using a print help, and then you add the string module. Okay, now we introduce quickly what is the difference between module, package, and I show to you the collection of different modules that is come with the Python. Now, suppose that we want to build our own package. So I want to create a very simple package together with init.py file. So suppose that we have a folder, and this folder we will give this folder name as module. So I go to this main directory, and I want to have a new directory here, and I want to use modules as the name. Okay. Now I have modules here, but I think I have to refactor or to rename. Where is the refactor here? Okay, this, because I have dot incorrectly added. Okay, as soon as I have this modules folder, you can give it any related folder. There is no problem here. Okay, so I have this. Okay, let me to delete it first. Okay, then I can simply add a new directory. Okay, modules. Okay, I have the folder modules, which is in the same location where the main.py file is, and both my main.py and module, the main.py, which is this screen which I execute, okay, are located within the Python tutorial, which is the main directory that I have. Now, I can import this directory, okay, so I can say import modules, okay, and I can execute, and I guarantee there is no error, okay. So you can import this module folder, okay. The next step is to add something inside this module. For example, I want to add two Python files, okay. The first one I will term it as a class A, and this is Python file, and I will add inside the class A, I will say class, let me to say class A, like this, okay. I don't need to say class A class, let me to say 1, okay. And in this class I will have also constructor. This is like a naive constructor. We will have nothing inside this constructor, and I will print, okay, this, okay, this is class 1, or let me to say class 1 from A, from the class A, class 1 from class A, like this, okay. This is the main Python, this is, sorry, not the main, this is one of the Python modules that will be located in the modules file. So this is a module, okay, that contains only this class. So I want to, for example, also add, because we add usually the constant on the top, so we can, I can say temp, let me to say temp as, let me to say as a constant, and we have a 20, okay, or let me to say constant, just not to make a confusion. So I have constant as a constant number, which is 20. I have a class 1, and let me to say constant A also. And we have this, okay, and to be more accurate, let's to say CA equal 20, and we have here in the class number, in the class A file, okay, we have this attribute or constant, or you can term it variable, but I say it's constant because I give a capitalized form and I don't need to change this. And I have the class, and I can also add functions to this module, and I can import this later. Okay. And another file, I want to add another file here, a new Python file. I want to say class, for example, B. And in the class B, I will have also something that will be inserted inside. So why a class A and the class B? I just want to simplify the meaning of modules. So I have two modules. Here I have one module and I have second module. Okay. I want to change the seed for B and this seed for B here. And I have a class 2. Remember, class 1 from A, class 2. This is a class 2 from class 3. Okay. This is simply to Python file. And I want to import this class and I want to import this class and this class, both classes from both files in my main file. So I can say import modules, okay? Now, if I want to say, like, I have object number 1, which is module dot the name of the class, which is a class. I know I do something wrong now, but I want to show you the best. Okay, dot 1. Okay, I want to execute now. Let me to run this. Then I have error, which is the attribute error module that is termed as modules. So this folder, okay, it doesn't comprise this folder, it doesn't contain the init file that will import a class A, okay? Or in general, inside the modules, okay, here, there is no class A, because here, as you see, we have the folder class A and the class B, but we directly go to import module, and in this case, we just use module, which is the main directory here, but we don't have access to class A and the class B. Then what we can do in a naive way, we can modify the import, like I can say here from modules, instead of import module directly, I will say from modules import class A, and from modules, okay, import the class B. I have now class A and the class B, which is these files, okay, which is these modules. Okay, now I want to create my first object from the class 1. I want to execute this, then it is now executed without any problem. This is the class 1 from the class A because I created an instance now from dot 1, which is the class from the class A. This is dot 1, okay, and this brings the class A. Okay, this brings this string. Okay, so inside the class A file, there is in class A file, which is this one, there is a class called dot 1, and I created here an instance. I can do the same, like from I can say object 2, which will be here class B dot 2, and now we will print another thing. We have this class 2 from class B. Okay, now we can make this much more nicer by adding the init.py file in the modules directory. So I can add here Python file, and in this Python file I can underscore init, then I underscore, which is the initializer for this directory. Now I converted this directory, which is modules, that comprise these Python files that I want to import into a form of a small package. Okay, Now, what I have to do inside this package, I can say, like, I can import what I want inside this package, and this can be seen outside, okay? So, I can import from the parent folder, because in it now in the module, so I import from the parent folder, which is modules. Okay, I want to import class A, okay, and I want to import from module, I want to import, for example, class B, import, okay, a class B, and from modules, okay, from modules, I want to import. We have the from modules. Let me to post one now, because I want to access this from outside. Okay. Now I don't need to say from modules import the class A and import the class B, because I introduced them, okay, inside the init folder. Inside the init file, which is the constructor file. So inside my main file, okay, I can say this: import module only, import module, and from modules I can then module dot the class A dot one, like this, just to know from where the class one has been imported. And I say the same here, from modules dot class B dot two, and I run. Then I have every thing is running okay as expected. If you look here, print, for example, modules dot class A dot seed, I can import the seed. In class A we have constant seed. I import this from this class A module and I can print this directly. So this is the main task of this tutorial, is just to give you a small introduction about the usage of underscore init file. This file is located within a directory to make this directory behave as a package. If inside this init file you can add whatever you want to import, okay, and in the main file you can import this module, and you can access each class based on the trees, or based in the import that you created in the init file. Okay, thank you, and see you in the next tutorial.